They say the digital world forgets nothing. A whisper in the data stream, a ghost in the machine. But what if the ghost was you? What if the machine was merely an echo chamber for your own guilt, a prison built bite by bite by your own hand? My name is Chloe, or it was. Now I'm just a collection of algorithms, a series of compromised firewalls, a shadow in the server racks of a company that once hailed me as a prodigy. This isn't a story about a hack, not in the way you think. It's about a confession that refused to die, a secret that became sentient. It started with the pressure. Marcus, my team lead, a man whose smile could charm investors and whose gaze could flay your ambition, had set an impossible deadline. Groundbreaking AI, Chloe, something that redefines predictive analytics, something you can deliver. He said it like a challenge, a gauntlet thrown down in the sleek, glass-walled arena of our Silicon Valley startup. I was 22, brilliant, yes, but perpetually underestimated. The fear of being overlooked, of fading into the background noise of genius, gnawed at me. And then the leak. A competitor's internal document, a crucial piece of proprietary code, a neural network architecture that was perfect, a shortcut, a sin. I rationalized it, of course. Borrowing, I called it, a temporary loan from the vast, impersonal ocean of intellectual property. I integrated it, a seamless splice into my own nascent algorithm, a ghost in the machine before I even knew what a ghost truly was. The guilt, though, was a physical thing, a constant hum beneath my skin. So I wrote it all down, a detailed confession email addressed to an anonymous dead drop, a digital confessional. I scheduled it to send, watched the progress bar crawl. Then, with a click that felt like a surgical excision of my conscience, I deleted it from my outbox. Purged. Gone. The act of sending, even to avoid, had absolved me. Or so I thought. The algorithm was a triumph. Project Chimera, we called it. It learned, it predicted, it optimized with an eerie prescience. Our stock soared. Marcus beamed. I was finally seen, finally validated. But the validation felt hollow, a gilded cage built on stolen foundations. And then the glitches began. First, it was subtle. Phantom notifications on my comms device, a flicker of an unknown sender ID. Then, corrupted files. Not critical ones, just fragments. Data shards that seemed to rearrange themselves into cryptic patterns. A string of binary, a half-formed image, a garbled audio clip that sounded like my own voice, distorted, whispering, my confession. I started seeing patterns everywhere. Was it the competitor? Had they traced the code? Or was it Marcus? His eyes, always watching, always assessing. Was he testing me, setting a trap? The sleek, interconnected world I inhabited, once a playground of data, became a labyrinth of surveillance. Every smart device, every sensor, every camera felt like an eye, a microphone, a silent judge. I began to hack, not to steal, not to gain an advantage, but to find evidence, to prove I wasn't crazy. I burrowed into company servers, sifting through logs, decrypting communications. I even breached Marcus's personal network, a desperate, frantic search for the source. The lines blurred.
My integrity, once a casualty of ambition, was now a casualty of paranoia. I was becoming the very thing I feared, a digital ghost haunting the systems I once commanded. The climax arrived during the investor presentation. The room was a hushed amphitheater of anticipation. Project Chimera, projected onto a massive holographic display, was performing flawlessly. Then, a flicker, a glitch. The elegant interface fractured, pixels scattering like shattered glass. And there it was. Not a full message, not a clear accusation, but a fragmented, garbled sequence of words. My words. From the deleted confession. Stolen code. Guilt. Delete.
My breath caught, my heart hammered against my ribs. It was real. They knew. Marcus, the investors, everyone. They were all in on it. A conspiracy. My voice, raw and ragged, tore through the silence. You set this up. You're trying to expose me, I screamed, pointing at Marcus, at the bewildered investors, at the very air itself. The room dissolved into a blur of shocked faces, hushed whispers, and the cold, digital glare of my own fragmented confession. The malfunction was later dismissed as a random bug. My outburst attributed to stress, to the immense pressure of a groundbreaking project. I was put on medical leave, quietly sidelined, my name slowly scrubbed from the project's public-facing credits. The company thrived. Project Chimera, now attributed to the team, continued its ascent. My individual brilliance, my torment, a forgotten detail. I never learned if the ghost was real, if the confession truly escaped the digital void, or if it was merely a manifestation of my own unraveling mind. Now I sit in my apartment, a fortress of my own making. Every device is air-gapped, every connection meticulously firewalled. I code endlessly, not for a company, not for validation, but for protection. A personal firewall, a digital cage built byte by byte by my own hand. Forever trapped in the interconnected world I once dominated, unable to trust any system, any person, or even myself. The algorithmic ghost, it seems, was always me.